After a long day at work, it's tempting to crash on the couch, scroll through social media, or binge-watch TV shows. While there's nothing wrong with relaxing, I realized that my evenings were slipping away without adding value to my life. I would get home, feel exhausted, and spend hours on mindless activities, only to go to bed feeling unfulfilled and unproductive. Eventually, I decided to take control of my evenings and make the most of my time. I experimented with different habits, routines, and mindset shifts to maximize my post-work hours. Over time, I noticed that these small changes made a huge impact on my productivity, mental well-being, and overall happiness. If you find yourself wasting your evenings and want to make better use of your time, here are 7 things I did that transformed my evenings from wasted hours to meaningful moments. I created a simple evening routine. One of the biggest reasons I wasted my evenings was the lack of structure. I would get home from work, sit down, and let the evening slip away without a clear plan. To break this cycle, I created a simple yet effective evening routine that helped me transition from work mode to personal time. I started by defining key activities that I wanted to include in my evenings: exercise, reading, personal projects, and relaxation. Instead of letting my evening unfold randomly, I set up a rough schedule that gave my time purpose. For example, I decided that as soon as I got home, I would spend 30 minutes unwinding, then dedicate an hour to something productive, and later allow myself time for entertainment or leisure. Having a routine eliminated decision fatigue and gave my evenings a sense of purpose. It also prevented me from wasting time on meaningless activities. By following a consistent routine, I felt more in control of my evenings and made space for things that truly mattered to me. I limited social media and screen time. One of the biggest time wasters in the modern world is excessive screen time, especially social media. I realized that I was spending hours scrolling through Instagram, watching random YouTube videos, and getting lost in TikTok's infinite loop of entertainment. These platforms are designed to be addictive, and before I knew it, my entire evening was gone. To regain control, I set strict limits on my social media usage. I deleted unnecessary apps, turned off notifications, and used screen time tracking tools to monitor my usage. I also set a personal rule: no social media for at least an hour after getting home. Instead, I replaced this habit with something more fulfilling, like reading a book, writing, or going for a walk. Cutting down on screen time was difficult at first, but it became easier once I saw the benefits. I had more time for hobbies, I slept better, and I felt less mentally drained. By being intentional with my screen time, I reclaimed hours of my evening that were previously wasted. I started prioritizing physical activity. After a long workday, it's easy to feel too tired to exercise. I used to convince myself that I was too exhausted to move, but in reality, my sedentary lifestyle was making me even more tired. Once I started incorporating physical activity into my evenings, my energy levels drastically improved. Instead of hitting the couch right after work, I committed to at least 30 minutes of movement. Some days this meant going for a walk, doing yoga, or lifting weights. Other days it was a full workout session at the gym. On days when I felt extremely exhausted, I would at least stretch or take a slow stroll outside. Exercise not only improved my physical health, but also had a huge impact on my mental well-being. It helped me de-stress, clear my mind, and boost my mood. Over time, working out became something I looked forward to, and it completely changed how I spent my evenings. I dedicated time to learning new skills. Instead of wasting my evenings on passive entertainment, I decided to use my free time to learn new skills. I had always wanted to expand my knowledge, but I never made time for it because I was too busy with work. Once I started dedicating time to learning, my evenings felt far more fulfilling. I signed up for online courses, started reading self-improvement books, and watched educational content on topics that interested me. Some days, I would practice writing. Other days, I would learn about personal finance, productivity, or psychology. I also explored new hobbies like playing the guitar, cooking new recipes, and experimenting with photography. The key was to make learning a regular part of my evening routine. Instead of passively consuming content, I actively engaged in skill-building activities. Not only did this make my evenings more productive, but it also helped me grow as a person and opened up new opportunities for personal and professional development. I focused on personal projects and passion work. Like many people, I had personal projects I wanted to work on but never made time for. Whether it was writing, starting a side hustle, or working on creative projects, I always told myself that I would do it someday. The problem was that someday never came. Until I made a conscious effort to change my habits, I started dedicating a portion of my evening to working on personal projects. At first, I struggled with motivation, but once I made it a habit, it became a natural part of my routine. I would set small, achievable goals and track my progress to stay motivated. Spending my evenings on meaningful projects gave me a sense of purpose outside of work. It also helped me break free from the monotonous cycle of work, eat, sleep, repeat. Whether it was writing a blog, starting a YouTube channel, or working on a passion project, having a creative outlet made my evenings far more rewarding. I made time for socializing and strengthening relationships. I used to think that I was too busy to spend quality time with friends and family. But in reality, I was just not prioritizing it. I often found myself mindlessly browsing the internet or watching TV alone when I could have been connecting with the people who matter to me. To change this, I started making a conscious effort to nurture my relationships. I scheduled weekly meetups with friends, called family members more often, and engaged in meaningful conversations rather than just sending quick texts. Even if I couldn't meet in person, I would set aside time for video calls or virtual game nights. Investing time in relationships made my evenings feel more meaningful and fulfilling. Instead of feeling isolated or wasting time on distractions, I built stronger connections with the people around me. It also helped me unwind and recharge emotionally after a long day at work. I established a relaxing nighttime routine for better sleep. One of the biggest mistakes I used to make was staying up late watching TV or using my phone until bedtime. This not only wasted my evenings, but also disrupted my sleep quality. I would wake up feeling groggy and tired, which affected my productivity the next day. To fix this, I created a relaxing nighttime routine that signaled my body it was time to wind down. I set a strict no screens before bed rule and replaced it with calming activities like reading, journaling, or meditating. I also adjusted my sleeping environment by keeping my room cool, dark, and quiet. By improving my nighttime habits, I started getting better sleep and waking up refreshed. This, in turn, made me more productive throughout the day and helped me maintain a consistent and fulfilling evening routine. Making the most of my evenings after work completely changed my life. Instead of feeling like my time was slipping away, I now use my evenings intentionally to relax, grow, and enjoy life. It wasn't an overnight transformation. It took small, consistent changes over time. But once I found the right balance, I realized how much potential my evenings held. If you often find yourself wasting your evenings, start by making small adjustments. Create a routine, limit distractions, and focus on activities that add value to your life. Whether it's learning a new skill, working on personal projects, or simply spending quality time with loved ones, your evenings can become one of the most productive and enjoyable parts of your day. The key is to be intentional and take control of how you spend your time. So that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.